Welcome back to Everyman Prepping, and are you ready? Are you ready for the first really cold Arctic blast to come down and chill most of the country from the Rockies all the way to the East Coast? We're going to go over some weather timing, some weather reports, and then we're going to go over the preparedness for it. Most of you listening to this channel and other prepping channels are probably ready, but you can share this with friends and family, and if you're not, it's a good time to go through and review and see what maybe you need to do in the next few days before it starts getting really cold about Thursday. So moving on here, we see that a major Arctic cold outbreak is to plunge through the plains, Midwest, in the south for the Christmas week. What I have highlighted here, you'll see is widespread cold air will engulf much of the central and eastern U.S. this week, plunge deep into the south, including Texas and parts of Florida. And the temperatures might not rise above zero until, the end of the week. So we're going to go down here. It talks about the first stop is the plains in the Midwest. And Colorado, Montana, Idaho, those places are going to be hit first. And I'll show you on a long-range GPS forecast of how it's going to come down through Canada. But it says sub-zero lows are forecast as far south as Texas, Panhandle, Oklahoma, and Missouri by Friday morning. And you can kind of see by this chart here, the forecast morning lows. Got negative 17 in Denver on Thursday, 14 on Friday. Going into Texas, though, you got 2 on Thursday, negative 2 on Friday. Oklahoma, negative 1 on Friday. Very cold. Get ready for it. It's coming. It says there'll be winds, too. It's going to come with some wind, so there'll be some wind chill. Dangerously low wind chills are going to happen in the plains. They might see minus 30 degrees, which is very cold. Remember your animals. Remember the water for the animals, even chickens in a coop. Make sure you have some kind of heater in the water to keep it from getting frozen, but remember your animals. And then we still have a forecast for wind and chills on Friday. If you look up here, look at these negative temperatures. These are all in Fahrenheit. We got negative 36 in Nebraska, negative 43 in South Dakota. Even down here in Oklahoma City, negative 19 wind chill. That's some cold temperatures. Then it's going to move south. It's going to go into the southern states Thursday night and into Friday. It says there's a potential for below freezing air to penetrate through much of Texas, the northern Gulf Coast, northern Florida, midday through the week. Daytime highs from northern Florida along the Gulf Coast may stay below 40 degrees. That's cold for those people over there. They need to get ready. Insulation's not as good in the houses. Heating's not used as much. So you can see these forecast morning lows. And you can see even down here in Orlando, 33 on Friday, 33 on Saturday. That's going to hurt some vegetation. If you have any frost-sensitive plants, let's bring them in. Put them under cover. But you got these, warm states here, all through here. Jacksonville, 17 on Friday, 19 on Saturday. Atlanta, 14 and 18. Pretty darn cold. And then we have some of the wind chills, single-digit numbers in the wind chills. So yes, it's going to be cold. Let's look at this really quick here. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, ring that bell, comment below with questions you might have about the cold, questions you have about staying warm, all that stuff. Great community. People love answering questions here. I'll answer them as well. So feel free to leave comments below. But here we have is the GFS model, a 2 meter, so about 6 feet off the ground, the air temperatures. And we're starting at, it says here, Wednesday the 21st, at 1800 Zulu hours. To get this to what we're used to is Eastern time, Eastern United States time, is 5 hours earlier than Zulu. So 1800 Zulu is 1300 time for Eastern, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're starting off at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and you can start to see the cold come down in. Obviously, the blue, the purple, and the deep red, these are colder temperatures. These are all colder temperatures. Green is warmer. So as we're moving, you can see it's deepening into Colorado. We're now on the 22nd on Thursday at about 7 in the morning at this temperature. And then you can see it really get deep into the south here. We're now Friday at midnight, so Thursday evening, about 7 o'clock in the evening. This is Thursday night. And then you can see as we continue here, you can see it spreads all the way south. And now we're on to Friday the 23rd. This is about 1 in the afternoon. You can see some of the temperatures. We got 17 degrees, 17, 22, 20, 26. And of course, all the states here in the plains are single digits or below zero. Then continuing on with the model, you see the cold hangs around for a long time. It finally starts alleviating from the south. We're at Saturday, Christmas Eve, about 1 in the afternoon. So not until 1 in the afternoon on Christmas Eve, the south gets some relief. Going forward, though, you can say it stays cold that night. And then finally, this is Christmas evening, still very cold. So it's coming. It's going to be here for a while. So let's talk about this. So we know the Arctic blast is coming. We know this event is coming, which gives us an advantage. If you've been prepping, this is a time where you see if you can test yourself. Do you have everything? Do you need to fill any gaps? Get your things out now. Test them out. Quiz the family. Make sure the family knows what to do. That's what you need to do for this next week. If you're just starting out and you need to, figure out what to do, listen to the rest of this video, watch some of the other ones I'm going to post, and you'll see, what you need to do. You can do it. It's only going to be a week or so long. You'll be able to get through it. And I have a list of things here we're going to go through and talk about that. And the first thing on my list is a backup power, because we might lose power. There is, not only from rolling blackouts if they do those, running low on energy, like what happened in Texas a couple years ago. But there's also, trees falling over, ice storms, everything that cause power to go out. So have a backup power source. A fuel generator is going to be your best bet during this one because it could be cloudy, overcast. And if you have a solar generator, you're going to have it charged up right now, fully charged, ready to go. But will you be able to recharge it? Maybe not. So if you have a fuel power generator, get it out now. Start it today. Go out and run it today. Put fuel in it. Make sure you have enough fuel. How many hours does it burn on a gallon? How many hours are you going to run it in the next 4 or 5 days to keep everything in your freezers and refrigerators good, to keep the heaters going, keep everybody happy? Buy that much fuel, get the cans, fill them up, stabilize them. You'll be good to go. You can get the solar generator out and get it ready too if there is sun or if there's enough to recharge because you want to use that at night because it's not as noisy. Get that ready to go as well. If you don't have any one of these and you have the means economically to do this, I would buy a fuel generator now, test it out, set it up, get it ready to go so you know what you're doing when the cold does hit. Moving on from that, you want to have some backup heating source, to run on this generator. You bought this generator to run it, so let's run something. So maybe we have some portable electric heaters. We can tie it into the house furnace. Who knows? Run the lights, all that. But for backup heat, do you have a wood stove, pellet stove, just a fireplace? If you have one of those, do you have the wood? Back in August, I did the woodpile warlord, video, which talked about getting wood in August when it was plentiful and easy to get. So now, is your wood dry? Is it under snow? Has it been rained on? If it is, put it in a shed, bring it in a garage. Heck, bring it inside so it dries out. You're going to need dried wood. Do that now, today. Get the wood ready to go. If you need to buy pellets for your pellet stove or coal, get whatever you need and get it now. If you don't have a fireplace, maybe you need to buy a portable propane heater. Like in the video, I did a Mr. Buddy, and I showcased another Coleman one. You can get those, but make sure you have enough propane. Do you have enough little green bottles? Do you have enough 20-gallon cylinders? Test them out, get them out, fire them up, make sure they work. Everything's about testing and getting ready for this. So there's no surprises on Thursday morning when it's -5 out and the thing doesn't light. You can't get heat out of it. That's why we're doing all this now. And that's also if you don't have it, why you're purchasing it now. So get those propane heaters ready. Get your electric blankets out, your wool blankets. Make sure you have plenty of those. Make a worm room in your house. You close the doors, put blankets over windows, put blankets over openings to other rooms or hallways. That's the room where if nothing else can be heated, everybody's in there, they're warm, they're in the sleeping bags or blankets, and everybody's sleeping in there together, all warm and cozy. Don't forget about your winter pipes, your water pipes. You don't want them to bust and rupture. Drip the water in them because flowing water is much harder to freeze than standing water. Open the cabinet doors under the sinks so some warmer air can get under there. You don't want a big mess to deal with afterwards. Take care of your pipes while you can. Lastly, also I want to talk about safety. So you're burning a fireplace, coal, wood pellets, propane heaters. You need carbon monoxide detectors. 2 of them. 2 is one is none. You need 2 carbon monoxide detectors at a minimum. Put them where people are hanging out or they're sleeping. Give you peace of mind. You'll know when you wake up in the morning everybody's fine because you had your detector and the alarm didn't sound. So besides the heating, let's talk about if you're traveling during this time. A lot of people are going out, going visiting family, going to be out. Just did the emergency car kit video. Check that out. See what's in there. Make sure you put specific winter items in there. Do you need chains for your tires? Do you need sand, salt, shovels, all that stuff? Make sure it's in there. You went through it. You got your jumper cables. It's ready to go. Make sure you stock food. Very important to have food in the vehicle, and your water, and that's all ready and good to go. And segueing over to food, you might not get to the store for 4 or 5 days during this. If you've been a prepper for a while, you've got plenty of food. You're good to go on that. Something you might not have thought about, though, is if you're hosting a Christmas dinner after this passes, and you can't get to the store, buy it now. Get everything for the Christmas Eve, whatever it is, buy it all now. Have it on hand. Reduce your stress. Get your food now. If you haven't been prepping, get some food now. Enough food for a week. Go out now, get a week's worth of food. Have it ready to go in your house so you don't need to leave, and everything's fine and ready to go. And you burn a lot of calories keeping warm. Your body uses a lot of energy to stay alive when it's cold and stay warm. So you're going to need to eat a lot. You might not think you're that hungry or you don't feel like eating, but you do. Your body's going to require a lot of calories to stay warm, so make sure you feed it. Feed that body and your children. Remember that. Don't forget your pets. Feed the pets too. They're going to be cold as well. Lastly, if you're still cold, you got your backup, generators going, you got your heat source going, you're still cold, you're just, huddled under blankets, get up and move. If you're physically able, medically able to, move around. Get the kids running up and down the hallway, push-ups, sit-ups, jogging in place, whatever it is. Make some games. Move around, and you'll get the blood flowing. You'll feel better. You won't be bored. Give you something to do, and you'll be a little healthier. So just don't forget you can move. You can always move to stay warm. Doing 10, 15, 20 push-ups, a couple sets, that's going to warm you right up, for a little while. And you just, repeat it if you need to. So don't forget to move. And that'll take care of a lot of things. That's all I have, all the suggestions I have. Go check out my other videos for in depth on each one of those. Everybody's going to get through this. It'll be good. There'll be some people hit hard if they're not ready. Unfortunately, there might be some deaths to this, especially in the homeless or people that can't get to a warming center. So if you can help anybody out, please do. If you have comments, put them below about things you're doing to prepare for the cold. If you saw yourself in a certain area and you have ideas for people in that area, put them below also in the comments. As a suggestion, if you have friends or family in those areas, you don't think they're paying attention at all to the weather, or they're not prepared, you need to text them or call them and say, hey, Uncle Fred, it's going to get pretty cold. Do you have, some extra blankets? Do you have like an extra backup heater, so you guys are okay over there? You might want to just bring that up to them as a suggestion. If they're not really into prepping, just, this is a great time because it's a natural event and, this might spur them on. So that's all I have for you guys right now. And until we speak next time, keep your ear to the ground and head on a swivel.